Alright, first off, most all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, double honors to the apostles of GMS, and all the brothers within the highways and the byways that do the work of the most science in sincerity and in truth. Master Shalom. Alright, we're just going on a small breakdown, bring out some scriptures regarding reincarnation because hey, people read the Bible every day and them deny the fact that reincarnation actually exists. I don't know if them are really, well, I mean, them don't believe in a reincarnation any at all, because them don't really understand them don't really have the understanding, don't have the understanding of the scriptures, because the understanding of the scriptures was only given to the prophets of the Heavenly Father. Right, so I'm just go through some scripture, where we're straight cut, we prove that reincarnation actually exists and it's in the scriptures. Hey, maybe people don't really understand what is reincarnation. The reincarnation just simply mean back in flesh. Re mean back in, carnation flesh. Back in flesh. Right? Because the body is not you, the spirit is you. Right? So when time the spirit leave the body, it go back to the Heavenly Father, as some of the scriptures that we are going on for prove that. And it come back. It come back in flesh. When a newborn baby, but when a baby born, the spirit will come back. Maybe a spirit will live a couple generations ago. Right? So hey, we just going at the scripture for prove that, for edify those who can get it, because this is a real very heavy topic and not everybody can really get it because it wasn't given unto everybody. Right? So the first scripture we are going on is Ecclesiastes 1 and 10. And it says, is there anything wherefore it may be said, see, this is new, it had been already of old time, which was before us. It said, there is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be remembrance, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after. Right? So hey, back at 10 it says there is no new thing under the sun. Right? And that is a very deep saying. I mean, you have newborns every day. You think you make new cars, new phone. The scripture said there is nothing new under the sun. Right? It said, is there anything wherefore it may be said, see, this is new, it had been already of old time, which was before us. Is no baby no born, there is no newborn baby under the sun. Right? Everything was before. If a person was before, them not gonna live 2,000 years up until now, they must have dead. Them dead, them go up, them come back. Because the body is just a house. We really carry the person. The person is the spirit. Right? It said there is no remembrance of former things. No, who have remembrance? It said there is no remembrance of former things. Because obviously this is talk about a person. This is talk about a man. It said there is no remembrance. The only thing can have remembrance is human being, yeah. It said there is no remembrance of former things. That means the whatever was of old time never have remembrance, and them come back now, them not have remembrance of former things. Case and point, John. When them asked John if he was Elijah or that great prophet, what John said no. But he was declared to be who? See, now we are going to them scripture that for just further prove a point. Alright? Alright, it said, is there anything wherefore it may be said, see, this is new, it had been already of old times, which was before us. There is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after. Right? Next scripture may I go to? Is Ecclesiastes 6 verse 7. This is Ecclesiastes 6 verse 7. It said, all the labor of man is for his mouth, and yet the appetite is not filled. For what that the wise, Slakia, jump at 10. Ecclesiastes 6 verse 10. It said, that which hath been is named already, and it is known that it is man. Neither may he contend with him that is mightier than he. No, so no, the scripture that's the scripture powerful and deep, yeah. That's why you have to read line upon line, here a little and there a little, and that's how you're going to get the understanding of the scriptures. See? And don't sit and read the scripture like an eloquent novel, because you're not going to get the understanding that way. Right? He said, is there anything wherefore it may be said, see, this is new, it hath been already of old times. See? And what the scripture said, it said, that which hath been is the name already, and it is known that it is man. See? So the man them may live, people may live now, these same people was living in the time of Yahweh Shai. These same people was living in the time of slavery, right? We just have to go and come back different generation. Then it's a cycle. We was in the heaven, we come into the body, we're dead, we go up back and we come back. Right? Alright, next scripture may I go to. Is Job 19. Verse 25. It says, this is Job 19 and 25. It says, for I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth. And though after my skin worm destroy this body, this is how Job attack when him dead. He said, where am I going to destroy him body? Because the body have a process where it go through when it a breakdown. Then a decay process. Then he said, yet in my flesh shall I see God. So Job said he must stand in a latter end. Then, and he said in flesh, he might go see the most, he might go say Yahweh Shai when he might come back. Then, so that means Job is here now. Hey, because hey, I believe that this is the last days, yo, based upon everything we are going on the face of the earth. The scripture give you a guideline, the scripture tell you where you're supposed to look for. Then at the end. Then, so Job saying I'm a latter end, he might go say Yahweh Shai. Then, so Job is back. Right? Next scripture may I go to is Revelation 1. 7. So Revelation 1 and 7 says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierce him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, a man. Then, so hey, the man that pierced our shy upon the cross 2,000 years ago. He's alive today, and he's going to witness the coming of Yahweh Shai in those chariots, yeah. And the man go wail. That means the man that pierced him on that cross is alive today. And he's going to be alive until he sees Yahweh Shai, and that is prophecy. Right? So him dead 2,000 years ago, this very same man that pierced Yahweh Shai, yeah, and him spirit go back up to the heavens, and it come back in our body, more born as a newborn baby. Reincarnation. The spirit will come back in flesh. And that same man that pierced Yahweh Shai is going to see the coming of Yahweh Shai, yeah? So believe it or not, reincarnation is in the Bible. It's undeniable. Whether you want to accept it or not, who have ears to hear, let him hear. right? I'm just a run through some scripture. You have tons of loads a lot of more scriptures in the Bible where you can go through for constantly prove reincarnation. You're not even going on no great breakdown or no great explanation. It's just plain cut straight on to the point, right? Scripture may I go to is Ecclesiastes, Salakia 12 and 5. This is Ecclesiastes 12 and 5. It's also when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fear shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshoppers shall be a burden, and desire shall fail, because man goeth to his long home. Where's the long home? In the heavens. Right? When they leave the heavens, we come in our body, we live upon the earth for a couple of years, maybe as a born, in someone will not even get for born, in miscarriage, the scripture say, man goeth to his long home, and the mourners go about the street. How comes? Because hey, when they down here we have a wake. Now them start this candlelight on the side of the road whenever a person died in the community. You have wake. In Jamaica them call it dead yard. It's the mourners go about the street. Why them a mourn? Because man gone to his long home. Man is dead. The person died. He said, or ever the silver cord be loose, or the golden bowl be broken, or the pitchers be broken at the fountain, at the wheel broken at the cistern, then shall the dust, he said, then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it. So when I'm dead, the scripture said the dust return to the earth, this body, this house that we live in, this house that the spirit came in, right? When the spirit leave the body and come down into that baby, or into that sperm, develop into a man, into the fetus, then into a man. It take time to develop into the woman's belly. They come out as a baby. See? And you grow into a man when time that man dead. What? This body that we live in, that we look into the mirror and say every day, it is going to rot, it is going to decay, and it is going to go back to the earth. Right? Because that's where every man, hey, I think there was a scientist once that did a research on the human body, and it is understood that most of all the mineral that is found in the earth, in the earth, is the same mineral that make up man, the body of men. Right? So this body is going to rot, decay, and it is going to go straight back to the earth. And the spirit is going to go back to God who gave it. Right? Next scripture is Matthew 11 and 11. Alright, this is Yahushai, whom the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, the Son of the Heavenly Father. Right? It's Matthew 11 and 11. It says, verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women are, it said, among them that are born of women, they are not risen are greater than John the Baptist. Notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force. For all the prophets and the law prophesied until John. If he will receive it, this is Elias which was for to come. Now, that scripture that I quote, when they asked John if he was that great prophet, right? If he was Jeremiah or one of those great prophets, John said no. because there is no remembrance of former things, nor remembrance of things to come. Right? So John born blank as a baby, but guess what? The spirit is subject to do a certain thing, and that spirit is going to do exactly what that spirit come to do. And there's nothing at all. That spirit was programmed from in the heavens to come into the body to do whatever the Most High want that spirit to do. So that spirit come back in that spirit, same spirit is who? Is Elijah. That same spirit in John was Elijah. Come down into the body, which is reincarnation, back in flesh. So that spirit of Elijah come back in flesh in the body of John. Right? And that is plain cut. See, hey, you can't get no more clear, you can't get no more plainer than that. Right? Hey, you can live in a denial all you want. See, it is plain and it is clear. Right? Enough people don't want it to be like that, because that's not how they were taught growing up. See, the church some churches don't teach that. See, because when them think about, most of them when them think about reincarnation, them think about the Chinese, we believe, or the Buddhists we believe, they come back in a butterfly or some animal upon the face of the earth. No, it is actually man's spirit coming back down into a baby and growing up into a man. When that person died, that body go back to the earth, and that spirit goes back to God. Right? And if you don't believe for my word's sake, hey, it's scriptures, man. And the scriptures me I read, so believe it for the scripture's sake. Right? So with that, I want to say all praises to Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh, the blanners to the apostles at GMS, seeing and all your brothers within the highways and the byways of the work of the Most High, in sincerity and in truth. Zine salutation to you guys. Zine and you few sisters that's constantly listening to the men of the Lord. Zine, I want to say shalom.